let's imagine that I had to tell you that the value of A was 2. You then substitute it in there. That means that we'll have 6 times 2 is equal to 7b minus 5 over 2. That means that 6 times 2 is 12, times 2 is 24, is equal to 7 times 2, which is 14b, minus 5. That means that 14b is equal to 24 plus 5, which is 29, which means that b is equal to 29 over 14, almost equal to 2 as well, right? Almost, not exactly. For different a values, there are going to be different b values, but there's a whole number of different a and b coordinates that we can come to. That's why when we try and solve this simultaneously, all we'll ever be doing is eliminating the a's or eliminating the b's. The next question asks, does PQ bisect RS? Does PQ bisect RS? Well, let's look at the point of intersection M. Is M the midpoint of RS? Or rather, does the midpoint of RS fall on PQ? Now we've got our gradient. We know that our gradient of RS was given by minus 7 over 6, which means that our gradient of PQ we know is 6 over 7. That means that the equation of PQ reads y is equal to 6 over 7 x plus c. To get our c value, substitute the only real point that we have, because we don't have that. That means that minus 4 is equal to 6 over 7 multiplied by negative 3 plus c. C is equal to minus 4 plus, because that becomes negative, taken over becomes positive. 6 times 3 is 18 over 7, which is equal to negative 28 over 7 plus 18 over 7, which is equal to negative 10 over 7. That means that the equation of PQ is equal to y is equal to 6 over 7x minus 10 over 7. And that's the equation of PQ. The question I'm asking is, does it go through the midpoint of RS? Now the midpoint, the coordinates of M, the midpoint of RS are going to be given by x2 plus x1, which is 2 plus negative 4, which is equal to negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1, and the y value is negative 4 plus 3, which is negative 1 over 2, negative 1 over 2. Does this point fit in there? Well, let's test it out. If this point fits in there, if I substitute this in place of x, y should give me that. Y will equal 6 over 7 multiplied by negative 1 plus 10 over 7, which is going to be negative 6 over 7 plus 10 over 7, which is negative 4 over 7, which is not negative 1 over 2. Hence, the midpoint of RS is actually going to be somewhere over there. PQ does not go through the midpoint of RS. And that brings us to the end of the second analytical geometry tutorial. In the next tutorial, we will be looking at triangles and other basic shapes related to analytical geometry. Please note that the entire third tutorial deals with work covered in this tutorial and the previous tutorial, which dealt with basic analytical geometry. Make sure that you are able to do the exercise that I've left for you in the workbook before progressing on with the next tutorial.